All right, what's up, Pride Crew? What's up, Rebels? This week, Sunday walk and talk. What are we talking about? This week, we're going to talk about humility and respect and arrogance. That's this week. So, Pride Crew, Rebels, let's roll. Sunday walk and talk. Got Idiot 1. And it'd be tough to show you Idiot 2 here. There's Idiot 2. Alright, so in the hood, in the neighborhood, didn't feel like going to the big park, the trails that I normally walk on, because it is super, super shitty out, as you can see by that disgusting gray sky behind me. And it's not warm, and it's been raining for days. So I know the trails that we would normally walk on would be covered with tons of mud and shit. So I'm not going out there this week. Come on, Ellie, let's go. Got my crappy iPhone headphones in. I got these great wireless headphones with this awesome microphone, and yeah, I left them at the gym. So one more week with these rotten headphones. I can't stand the microphone. It like flops against your coat if you're wearing a coat or a sweatshirt, and that flopping it like makes noise on the video. I can't stand it. What? Come on, let's go. Come on, let's go. Neighborhood, a little bit of our neighborhood, typical, just suburban life that we live. So, hold on, I gotta fix Genius here. Thank you. So, as stated, what are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about humility and respect and arrogance. So I've run into quite a few people, especially for, this seems extremely prevalent in the powerlifting, Olympic lifting, and just the fitness weightlifting world that I kind of live in. That there are all of these trainers or coaches or athletes who, for some reason or another, think these trainers and coaches, and they think that their program is somehow superior to other lifting programs or coaching programs, and really don't understand where this mentality comes from and the arrogance that some lifters show. And this is not like I say it's prevalent in the weightlifting, lifting, powerlifting community, but it's not like everybody is like this. This is what blows my mind. And it's one of those things where, you know, a few bad apples give a bad name. They spoil the whole bunch. They make the whole bunch rotten, type of thing. So that's basically where this comes from. Is I've just run into lately a handful of people who, you know, think that they're always right, or that because they do certain things a certain way, or that because, you know, they coach their clients with this program, or because this famous person uses this program, that program is the right one to use, and it's the only one to use, and it's the best one to use. So I'm going to take a page out from martial arts history and interject that into weightlifting and fitness and business. So this part of martial arts history that I'm going to talk about is something that Bruce Lee said. And this was, very much so repeated to me by my Muay Thai instructor when I was training in Muay Thai and I was training to fight, is that, when I was younger, under 30, and I was pretty arrogant and slightly disrespectful, and a lot of people said that I was extremely cocky, which I was, and I'll admit to that. I never thought that I was, a great fighter. I only had a couple of fights, so it's not like I was a phenomenal fighter. My technique was not spectacular, as usual, being tall and long-limbed. I was a little slow. I really have to focus on my speed in everything that I do in the fitness world. Muay Thai was no different. I had to focus on my speed, and I wasn't very fast. So it's not like I thought that I was a great fighter, but I was still, slightly cocky and arrogant, because my abilities were definitely above other people's. And for some reason that made me think that, I could talk shit about people or talk down on people. And then you learn humility. Usually in Muay Thai, you learn it the fucking hard way. And you end up in the ring with somebody who wipes your ass all over the canvas and you get your ass beat. And this definitely happened to me a couple of times before I really got into loving the clinch game of Muay Thai. My clinch game definitely lacked, and I wound up in a situation training at someone else's gym where their clinch game was light years ahead of mine, and I got tossed bad, real bad. I was not ready for that, and that definitely will put some humility into your arrogant, cocky ass. This is something that I wish would happen in weightlifting. See, in the martial arts, boxing world, when you get too cocky and you get too arrogant, eventually somebody comes along, beats your ass, and it hurts. Not only does it hurt physically, this dog keeps doing this, and I have to keep fixing her. So not only in the fight game, when somebody beats your ass, when you're too cocky, not only does that hurt physically, usually, but the mental sting from that lasts for a very, very long time. If not forever. You usually don't forget when you get your ass beat. So it's something that I wish would happen in the powerlifting, weightlifting, coaching, trainer, fitness world. I wish that you could just beat people's asses, but really it doesn't come, there's no physical sting that comes with weightlifting. That just becomes, it's just emotional. But because it doesn't have the physical sting attached to it, it's not quite as strong, should I say. But it's something that I wish would happen. So, why am I talking about this? I've run across a few people, coaches and trainers, not really athletes so much as coaches and trainers, who think that their program is amazing and their program is the best. And what I said was I was going to pull a page out of martial arts history, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. And that comes from Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee said that there is no one true method. There is no one true way. And this is something that a lot of trainers and coaches really don't know anything about. And they don't follow this type of philosophy. And they really fucking should. A lot of coaches and trainers who think that their way is the best, it's just because they haven't been around, or they are receiving influence from somebody else out in their world who also thinks that their way is the best. Listen, I've had 3 different kettlebell sport coaches. I've trained under several O-lifting coaches. My wife has been around several powerlifting coaches, and the good ones will all recognize that different methods work for different people. But in the end, what works the best is just when people are dedicated. It doesn't matter what the program is, whether, weightlifting, O-lifting, powerlifting, whether it's West Side, whether it's, juggernaut program, whether it's, weightlifting, you're doing Wendler's 531. There's so many different programs, and it really doesn't matter what program you're on. What matters is your dedication to that program. That's all that really matters. Programs are, no matter what kind of program it is, the amount of success that you're going to see out of that program is solely based on the people's dedication inside that program. So you can't base a program's success on your perceived notion of a success. So you can't just look at a program. Now, mind you, there might be some really shitty programs out there that you just look at and you're like, that program is definitely shitty. But it's tough to see that until you actually go through a program. And most programs, if a coach creates a program, out of thin air and no one's tested it, that is where you definitely know the program might be shit. It might be good, but it might be shit. So, where am I going with all this? Where I'm going is trainers, coaches out there, athletes out there, stop with this negative arrogance of looking at someone else's program, another athlete's program, or another coach's or another gym's program, and just going, that program is shit, that program won't work. Because that's all there is to it. It's just fucking arrogance. And you guys need to stop. I've run into too many people that carry this attitude that this program is shit and this program sucks. But this program that I'm on, this program is the best. Well, you think you're jaded? You think maybe you're, partial to that program? Of course you are. Especially if you created it. If you created it, you're going to think it's the best. But numbers don't lie. And that is where I'm truly going with this video. Numbers tell the true story. And when you have dozens and dozens of athletes go through a program and their numbers go up, or they lose weight, or they get faster, when you have hundreds of people, when you have over 1,000 people, that is how you truly tell the success of a program. Until you have those numbers, to back your shit up. You can't claim that your program is the best or that this coach's program is the best. You can't make those claims until you have the numbers to back your shit up. And this is where the martial arts, boxing, MMA, Muay Thai side of my background and my history comes into play, because you can go around and talk shit and say, you know, fighters from this gym, you know, they're not great, blah, blah, blah. Well, if those fighters are winning and they're winning consistently, then you can't talk shit about them. And it needs to be the same way in the weightlifting, O-lifting, powerlifting, kettlebell sport lifting world, where winning and numbers are what tell the tale. They are the true definition of success. And if a program is successful, then the numbers will prove it. People will be using that program. So my coach, I talk about lineage all the time. What has your coach done? Who is your coach's coach? Who did your coach learn from? In martial arts, this is a huge thing. In Muay Thai and Jiu-Jitsu, JKD, who is your coach's coach? That's what everybody wants to know. So it needs to be the same. Powerlifting, O-lifting, weightlifting. Who is your coach and who coached them? Where did your coach get his information from? So we talk about that lineage all the time. And again, numbers tell the tale. Numbers prove the theory and the methods. So my coach, multiple time Russian champion, was coached by another previous Russian champion. And my coach has now coached several other people to international world championships, and the numbers don't lie. And that's why my coach is successful and his program is successful. It is the same with my wife's powerlifting coach. My wife's powerlifting coach follows a Westside conjugate program, and that is what he uses for all of his people. And every one of his people that are dedicated to his program, all their numbers have gone up, and he has the proof. So my coach's coach literally is Louis Simmons. So that's what I talk about when I talk about lineage and what is the proof behind your program. If you think your program is so great, then where are the numbers? Where is the proof? Show me. So trainers, please stop with this arrogant behavior and shit talking of other people's programs when there's no proof behind the program that you're on. And if there is proof, you know what? You shouldn't be shit talking anyways, because I don't shit talk other people's programs. Kettlebell sport, there's multiple programs, you know. My coach, Igor Morozov, has a great program. Everybody knows it. It's very high volume. It's very intense. It's not for everybody. Anton Anisenko has a much different program, and I have friends on his program, and his program is great, and they have the numbers to back it up. He has a lot of successful athletes. There are a ton of people in the powerlifting world on juggernaut programs, and there are a ton of people on Westside programs, and lots of people have used different conjugate programs and different variations of, you know, Bulgarian training, high volume squat almost every day. And, you know, they have the numbers to back their shit up. So, but the vast majority of lifters and athletes, you won't hear shit talking other people's programs, because people know that, you know, you could be part of this camp, you could be part of this camp, you could be part of this program or that program. And as long as you're dedicated to the program, it will work. And that's what it comes down to, is dedication to the program. It has nothing, well, I don't say it has nothing to do with the program, but it more has to do with what works for the individual athlete, and is that athlete dedicated to that program. That's all there is to it. So trainers, with your arrogant, cocky attitude of this program is the best, listen, I don't want to hear about it, all right? All that it comes down to is dedication. That's it. All right. So stop with the arrogant talk and the shit talking of, you know, this program is better and this program is the best. It's just, it's got to stop. And that's it, guys. So this week, right? Humility and respect. All right. Take something from the powerlifting, from the martial arts world, from Jeet Kune Do, from Muay Thai, about respect and humility, and let that carry over into the powerlifting, weightlifting, O-lifting world. So that's it, guys. Humility and respect. Carry it in everything that you do. All right. Be nice to each other. Don't shit talk each other. All right. Help each other out. And that's it. Spread the love. Peace.